Welcome to World Prism. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. A new chapter in global politics is unfolding, one that promises to reshape the balance of power for decades to come. Across continents, leaders are forging new partnerships and alliances, seeking to redefine their roles on the world stage. The traditional centers of influence are being challenged, and a fresh wave of cooperation is emerging. At the heart of this transformation is the expanding influence of BRICS, a coalition that began as a gathering of major emerging economies, but now stands as a symbol of a shifting global order. Once a group of large, fast-growing economies, BRICS is now attracting interest from nations on the edge of Europe. Countries that were once firmly aligned with Western institutions are now exploring new opportunities, drawn by the promise of greater autonomy and influence. This signals a profound shift in the world order, as countries seek alternatives to Western-led alliances for economic growth, political influence, and a voice in shaping the future. The global landscape is becoming more multipolar, with power and opportunity distributed in new and unexpected ways. BRICS offers a platform for collaboration outside the direct influence of Washington or Brussels, giving member states a chance to pursue their own interests and priorities on equal footing. Today, we'll explore why European countries like Turkey and Hungary are considering joining BRICS. Their motivations are complex, ranging from economic opportunity to a desire for greater independence in foreign policy. Their interest raises important questions about the future of European unity and the continent's role in a rapidly changing world. Could this be the beginning of a new era for Europe, or a sign of deeper divisions within the region? Is the post-Cold War order fracturing, giving way to a more complex and unpredictable global landscape? The echoes of past divisions are resurfacing, but the lines are no longer as clear as they once were. The choices made in Ankara, Budapest, and BRICS capitals could reshape trade, diplomacy, and security worldwide. These decisions will have ripple effects, influencing not just regional dynamics, but the entire international system. The inclusion of European nations would blur old lines between East and West, redrawing the map of global influence and creating new possibilities for cooperation and competition. This is a story of power, ambition, and the search for a new place in the world. A story that is still being written, with consequences that will shape our collective future. BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, was formed to amplify the voices of major emerging economies outside the Western power structure. These countries, each with their own unique strengths and challenges, came together to create a platform where their interests could be represented on the world stage. By uniting, they sought to balance the influence of established Western powers and offer an alternative vision for global cooperation. The group's goal is to promote peace, development, and cooperation among its members and the wider global South. BRICS aims to foster economic growth, reduce inequality, and encourage sustainable development, not just within its own borders, but across developing nations worldwide. To achieve these ambitions, BRICS created its own financial institutions, like the New Development Bank, which funds infrastructure and development projects. This move helps member countries reduce their reliance on the US dollar and Western-dominated financial systems, giving them more control over their economic futures. In recent years, BRICS has expanded, welcoming Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, the UAE, and Indonesia. This expansion has transformed BRICS into a truly diverse bloc, now representing nearly half the world's population and a significant share of global economic output. This remarkable growth challenges the dominance of Western-led institutions like the G7 and the IMF, offering a new vision for global governance that is more inclusive and representative of the world's emerging powers. For many nations, BRICS represents an opportunity to pursue development on their own terms, free from the conditions and interference that often come with Western aid or investment. The alliance's principles of mutual respect, equality, and non-interference are especially attractive to countries that have long felt sidelined or pressured by the West. BRICS offers them a seat at the table and a chance to shape their own destinies. As US-China tensions rise and global politics become more polarized, BRICS provides a valuable middle path for nations seeking greater autonomy and flexibility in their international relationships. With its expanding membership and growing influence, BRICS is not just a club of emerging economies, it's a movement that is actively reshaping the global balance of power and redefining what international cooperation can look like in the 21st century. Turkey's interest in BRICS is one of the most surprising twists in global politics. Once seen as firmly anchored in the Western alliance, Turkey's recent moves have caught many observers off guard, signaling a potential shift in its foreign policy priorities. As a NATO member and long-time EU candidate, Turkey's pivot signals frustration with traditional partners and a search for new opportunities. Decades of stalled EU accession talks and disagreements within NATO have left Ankara feeling sidelined, prompting leaders to look beyond their traditional alliances. Turkish leaders see BRICS as a way to access new markets, investment, and trade in local currencies, boosting the economy and global influence. With its dynamic economy and strategic location, Turkey hopes to attract more foreign investment and diversify its trade partners, reducing reliance on Western economies. Politically, BRICS membership would position Turkey as a bridge between Europe and Asia. This unique geographic and cultural role could allow Ankara to mediate between East and West, enhancing its diplomatic clout on the world stage. However, joining BRICS as a NATO member raises complex questions for both alliances. Turkey's dual allegiances could create friction as it tries to balance commitments to NATO with new partnerships in the East. Some BRICS members may welcome Turkey as a symbolic win, while others worry about increased tensions with the West. The prospect of a NATO country joining BRICS could complicate the group's internal dynamics and its relationship with Western powers. Turkey's interest could also be a diplomatic strategy to gain leverage with the EU and NATO. By flirting with BRICS, Ankara may be signaling its willingness to explore alternatives if its concerns are not addressed. By signaling alternatives, Ankara strengthens its bargaining power. This approach allows Turkey to negotiate from a position of strength, reminding its Western partners that it has other options on the global stage. Whether this leads to full BRICS membership or just better terms with the West remains to be seen. What is clear, however, is that Turkey's evolving foreign policy is reshaping its role in the international order, and the world is watching closely. Hungary's quiet curiosity about BRICS is even more remarkable, given its EU and NATO membership. Prime Minister Viktor Orban's Eastern opening policy seeks closer ties with Russia and China, often clashing with Brussels. Hungary wants greater sovereignty and economic diversification, seeing BRICS as a way to attract investment and secure energy. The government's actions, welcoming Chinese projects and maintaining Russian ties, signal a pragmatic approach to national interests. Hungary positions itself as a bridge between East and West, potentially serving as a gateway for BRICS into the EU. This independent policy challenges EU unity and could inspire other dissatisfied members to seek alternatives. Hungary's flirtation with BRICS is closely watched, as it may set a precedent within the EU. The stakes for European cohesion and influence are high. European interest in BRICS sparks mixed reactions among current members. For Russia and China, it's a strategic win, proof that the Western order is waning and BRICS is a global force. China sees expansion as a way to access European markets and legitimize BRICS as a worldwide institution. However, India and Brazil are cautious, preferring BRICS as a platform for development, not confrontation with the West. Admitting NATO members could import new tensions, complicating the alliance's mission. BRICS decisions require consensus, so internal debates over new members are crucial. The bloc's future will be shaped as much by these internal dynamics as by the ambitions of applicant countries. European interest in BRICS poses a complex challenge for the EU and NATO. The idea of members aligning with a rival bloc led by China and Russia was once unthinkable. Now it's a real concern. If countries like Hungary move closer to BRICS, EU unity and decision-making could be undermined, weakening Europe's global influence. For NATO, Turkey's potential BRICS membership raises questions about alliance reliability and security. Conflicting loyalties could compromise collective defense and hand propaganda victories to Moscow and Beijing. Western leaders face tough choices: take a hard line and risk alienation, or address the grievances driving this shift. Solutions might include renewed EU accession talks, or more flexible arrangements to keep members engaged. The West must adapt to maintain unity in a changing world. BRICS's expansion into Europe marks the start of a new, uncertain era for the continent and the world. Turkey and Hungary's interest signals a shift in the global balance of power and a search for alternatives to the Western order. BRICS offers new markets, development finance, and a platform for greater influence, appealing to those frustrated with the EU and NATO. This trend challenges the West to rethink its unity and relevance in a multipolar world. Failure to address these shifts could lead to a fragmented Europe and new power dynamics. The expansion of BRICS, especially with European members, will accelerate the move toward a more complex global landscape. Competition and cooperation between blocs will define the next era, bringing both risks and opportunities. The map of global power is being redrawn before our eyes. The world of tomorrow will look very different from today.